Let me tell you, I am wore out tonight. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. It's night 4 of the Voice Blind auditions, and we got a full 2-hour show tonight. Let me tell you, I am wore out, so let's jump right into it and see what happened. Gibson started it out. He was 25. He did Losing My Religion by R.E.M. And he came out with his acoustic guitar and played alone at first. I like the little accent and the grit in his voice. The band came in and he was setting a good mood, and the crowd was clapping along while the coaches were listening intently. Blake and Miley seemed to punch at the same time, and then Alicia turned. He paid little attention to the coaches as they turned around. He was just like all into his thing until he finished. Adam told him he's jealous of his voice. Alicia told him people must trip out over his voice and complimented his special, powerful tone. Miley told him she's a fan and said he's someone she wants to listen to in her car. And Aaron chose Miley Cyrus because of her larger-than-life personality and said maybe she could help him be more entertaining on stage. Simone Gundy was up next. She was 26. She did I Who Have Nothing by Benny King. And oh my God! Ooh, this is a big song that I love so much that I heard many, many, many times in Smokey Joe's Cafe. And I thought, wow, what a great song choice. Adam said, wow, when the music started. He turned first and then Miley followed suit. She had a very grounded sound and sang this from the heart. I liked her little runs and felt her emotion and intensity. She had a nice bright lightness to her voice too. Adam and Miley both went up to give her a double hug. Another one. This is the second one they've done so far. Alicia called her voice incredible, unique, and beautiful. Miley told her she felt like she was at her show and she had cold chills all over. Adam called it crazy good, among other things. Blake threw his support behind Miley, and Simone chose Adam. Next we had Samantha Landrum. She was 22. She did Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. And the coaches were so stoked when they heard the music start for this, but they calmed a bit when she started singing. I think she started just a little flat and breathy. It may have been nerves or something. She wasn't getting that breath support to really support her tone, and she got no coaches to turn for her. Great attitude, but she wasn't quite there yet, wasn't quite ready. I really agreed with the coaches. Adam said she was awesome in the top of the song when she did the top higher notes. Blake said the choruses were solid, but the verses were pretty low. Miley told her she couldn't feel her energy and maybe the nerves made her sound a little safe and it wasn't showing her bubbly personality. Next we had Josh Gallagher. He was 25. He did Stay a Little Longer by the brothers Osborne. And he had a nice sound and approach as he started this out. It's like he barely opened his mouth and let the words just slide through in the middle of it. It worked because Blake turned for him. And then he opened up a little for some big notes and Alicia turned for him. Miley said she loved his boots and baseball cap and she didn't turn out of her own insecurities. Alicia told him music doesn't have to have a box or genre and he has a beautiful voice. Blake pushed his Nashville record and connections and told him all he cares about is country music. Then how is he one with so many different artists? I don't understand, Blake. Josh chose Blake, of course, because his devotion to strictly country music is what he loved. And if you love the commentary, please make sure to thumb it up and let me know that you are enjoying it, that you're getting some information, that you are like having a good time. I'm having a good time. Are you having a good time? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your thumbs. Gabriel Violett was up next. He was 25. He did Treat You Better by Shawn, Mendes. Oh yeah, go ahead on. He had some really nice lower notes as he started this out and Alicia turned for him before he even hit the chorus. I love that he chose such a current song and he had a very goofy, cute way of moving on stage. Such a clear voice with nice sustained straight tones that turned into like little vibrato on the end. Blake turned at the final moment. He had such great control over his vocals and he's been on Broadway, so I can see he's had a lot of time to really get comfortable with his voice. Alicia told him she sees something beautiful about when a man sings in the space that makes you feel like you're wrapped in his arms. All right. Blake told him when he got to the second half of the song, it sounded like he was singing through an auto-tuner and asked him, how do you do that? Gabriel chose Alicia Keys. Michael Sanchez was up next. He was 25. He did Use Me by Bill Withers. And I was vibing with him as soon as this groove started. And he jumped right in with both feet with lots of attitude and growl. He did a lot of nice things with his voice. But sometimes I felt like he was pushing a little too much for the grit. Like really, and it was kind of grinding on the vocals a little bit. Alicia turned for him at the last minute. Adam asked, where's the guy who was singing? You know? Blake said it's Ricky Moranis. Alicia called the bottom of his voice big and soulful. Derby Walker was 17. She did Stand By Me by Ben E. King. And this was a nice moody version of the song with harp, and she had some nice vocal inflections and used a lot of her range in a short period with the song. I liked when she slipped into her falsetto, and then she gave us some big notes, and then she went into an almost yodel once or twice. Miley turned first, and then Alicia. Blake turned at the last minute. Miley said their voice has a similar shaky vibrato style and got up to sing Jolene with her, and they did blend very well together with very similar sound. Alicia talked about her power-controlled and gorgeous tone and called her an individual. Then Alicia sang a little bit of No One with her. That was a nice moment. And Darby chose Miley because she said their voices have a lot of similarities, so she'll know how to help her more. Austin Allsup was up next. He was 32. He did Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones, and he came out with his guitar. His voice was a little shaky at the beginning, lots of vibrato, but it got better as he went into his higher range, and that range was more distinct and special. Blake turned on one of the high notes, and this wasn't really my flavor, and I wasn't crazy about his tone. And I wrote on Twitter, let's see if he grows on me, but it just wasn't my cup, I guess. They had played together before, and he had a picture with Blake kissing him on the cheek. As soon as he said to Blake, oh, we played together before, Blake remembered the place, the name of the place, and everything. I was like, go ahead on, Blake. Alicia called his voice powerful. Miley said he made it his own. Then we got a montage with both people going to TeamBlake, Christian Fermin and Preston James. And then Khaliya Kimberlie came up. She was 16. She did Dibs by Kelsea Ballerini. And she had such a clear and present sound as she started this out, and a comfortable stage presence. I would have expected her to be a little older artist by the control she exuded. Miley and Blake turned for her halfway through, and she continued to impress with a very radio-friendly sound, probably the most radio-friendly sound so far on this season of the show. Adam said he heard that she was young. Blake told her he could get her a trophy and hit Miley about talking so much. And Khaliya chose Miley because she kept saying all the right things. Cooper Bascom was up next. He was 22. He did I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, and he put his own spin on this song, but sounded a little off pitch as he started out. He played guitar and had a lot of energy behind the mic, very clear diction and some real gruff in his sound. It was a little spastic as he got into the more tempo of the song, but I was liking it. No coaches turned for him. Adam said he liked the big gritty rasp. Miley liked the version until the tempo picked up and said he got lost in it, and Adam invited him to come back. Then we had Hallie Tomlinson. She was 18. She did New York State of Mind by Billy Joel, and she had such a nice sultry sound, and she started singing and got Adam and Alicia to turn right away. I could tell she was a little nervous again because her hand was shaking at the mic, but she used those well. She masked it. Her voice was so clean and clear, and like a pro, she just did her thing, and you couldn't even tell, except for that little bit of shaking going on. But with her voice and her performance and her stage presence, everything was on point. Alicia called her voice an instant recognizable signature and also called it easy, effortless, and fluid. Adam liked the way she approached the song and told her she has a gorgeous voice and a lot of potential. Hallie chose Alicia Keys though because she told her she already sounded like her own artist. And in the pimp spot tonight, we had Nolan Neal. He was 35. He did Tiny Dancer by Elton John. And he auditioned last season and didn't get a chair to turn, probably due to his song choice, according to Adam. And this time he brought out his guitar and picked a song that fit him well and a style that showed off his strengths. Adam and Blake turned for him early on. Even like hearing the clips of last year and seeing him perform this tonight was like night and day. Miley turned just before he hit the chorus. And then Alicia also turned 4 chairs. And this was wonderful. He was well prepared this time and found several places to shine. All the coaches stood for him. Adam didn't remember him immediately, and he started undressing for some reason. I don't know why. Miley said his voice took her home because her dad kind of sounds like him. Alicia said he's made of the thing that inspires the next generation to find their voice and called him a classic all-timer. Blake called him an accomplished vocalist and told him he needs a rock-solid position on the show, and Nolan chose Adam. Oh. Woo, let me tell you, I am wore out tonight. This seemed to drag on to me. I was excited about the performances, but I was just like, is it over yet? Is it over yet? Did you feel like that? Let me know down in the comments. Next week, we have, once again, more blind auditions, and I will see you then and there. Make sure to check out some of my other videos I will have posted at the end of this. This is Robert Anton. I am out.